Hi everyone, hi all of you. I finished the explanation of eagle last week, and then we did a note on the eagle. We discussed about the eagle and we did a note. And I promised you that I will send you the themes and the techniques. We will be discussing that today, right? So I'm going to just go through. We already have discussed the themes, but I need you to write it down, okay? So we're just going to move on to the themes, right? I hope you're ready. You have to write it in your poetry books, eagle, under eagle, and after the note, write the title themes, and then we will be moving on to discuss the themes, right? So in the first one, right, the first theme we see in this particular poem, The Eagle, is the majesty and the power of nature, how powerful the eagle was. Okay, you saw how powerful the eagle was because it was perched high on a rocky cliff, and then at short notice, it might have spotted the prey and then quickly dived down to catch the prey, most probably, right? So the power and the majesty of nature is brought out because the eagle was compared or brought out in a comparative manner against the most natural resources, the sea as well. Okay, then the second theme I want you to write is freedom seen as a natural privilege. Right, the eagle here you saw in a very free manner, okay, in a background where it was on its own and it was enjoying extreme freedom. No one was there to restrict him. Okay, so it was a lovely poem, and it brought out a lovely theme about freedom. Okay, nature is free, right, and natural beings are free. Also, at the same time as the third theme, I want you to write the beauty of nature. Okay, you saw how beautiful aspects of nature are brought out, and in a beautiful manner it was brought out, right? You saw the lonely land, you could have you visualized all of that, right? Beauty of nature, how the eagle was perched on a rocky cliff, and then the activities of the eagle, right? The mountainous region, okay, where the eagle was surrounded by the mountains, right? And then the sea, how the eagle saw the sea, right? And the eagle was surrounded by the mountains as well as the blue skies, the azure world he stands. So the beauty of nature is brought up as the third theme. And again, we can take the poem is a tribute to the great bird of prey. Okay, it is a tribute, isn't it? Right? We have already discussed all of these, but we didn't have enough time to write them down last week, so that's why we are writing it today. Okay, and then we can take qualities of authoritative men. Now we are going to draw a parallel, right? Drawing a parallel with nature through the poem to the ordinary world which we live in, where you and I live in. Okay, so there are authoritative men whom you can compare, or you can look at it and take the aspect of the eagle, right? Who are like the eagle, right? So you can draw a parallel to the eagle of certain authoritative men, the qualities of them, where they live alone, they're authoritative and they're powerful, they're strong, they're observant, right? And then suddenly they might take action. Okay, a lot of qualities there, but I'm just giving it in one sentence to you. And also, finally, we'll move on to the last theme, loneliness. Loneliness also was a theme which was recurrent in the poem, even though it was a very short poem. It brought in a lot of other aspects, but there was a tinge of loneliness to the eagle, right? We agreed on that, right? A tinge of loneliness, where the eagle lived in a lonely land and it was surrounded by the blue sky, but not a living thing, right? Not a living creature. And it was lonely, most probably. Okay, so loneliness of maybe the powerful people, if you are going to bring in a parallel, can be discussed there. Okay, so that sums up the themes of the eagle, right? I hope you have written all of them down. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the techniques, a quick peek into the techniques. Let's quickly write them down as well. So the next title you're going to write is techniques. Right, now I want all of you to look at the screen. Okay, look at the poem. While I explained the poem, I discussed each and every technique which could be seen in the poem. Right now you see the blank poem there. Main techniques you can take as imagery, because when we went through each and every line, I told you that there was a visual imagery. Okay, you could visualize this even though you got it in printed version in tercets, 2 tercets, the entire poem. That's what you got for your study, right? So you can visualize that. That is one of the prominent techniques in this poem. And then there is alliteration. Okay, take a colored highlighter, and I want you to highlight the alliteration. Examples for alliteration you see in the poem. Yes, okay. Clasp, close, alliteration. Very good. Okay, another one. Crag, crooked, crag and crooked. Yes, you can take that as well. Okay, crag and crooked. And close, clasp. Lonely lands. Okay, very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Right. So that you see examples for alliteration there. Just highlight them. And then we are moving on to rhythm. This poem moved on in a fast rhythm. It had a very fast rhythm. It's short, yes, and it had a fast rhythm. He clasped the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands. Ring with years o'er world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls. He watches from his mountain walls. And like a thunderbolt, he falls. Pretty fast, right? It moved very fast, so the rhythm was fast, right? So that's again another prominent technique. And also, to present that fast moving rhythm, the rhyme scheme is important, right? Now I want you to take a different colored highlighter. If you don't have a highlighter, don't worry about it. Take a pen or a pencil and underline the rhyming words. We have already discussed that in the technique workshop, haven't we? So all of you are familiar with the techniques, isn't it? Even though this is the first poem, since we have discussed all of this, you can remember. If you can't, don't worry. We'll do them together, right? So words that rhyme. Hands, lands, stands. Yes, very good. Excellent. Highlight or underline them. So those 3 words rhyme with each other, and it comes in the first tercet of the poem. You can also call it as the first stanza. Yes. And then again, crawls has a different rhyme scheme. Crawls, wall, falls. 3 different rhyme schemes again, but the same scheme, right? So the entire poem moves on in the rhyme scheme of A, B, 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 right? So 2 tercets of the same rhyme scheme. Okay, are we done? Did you write them down? Yes, moving on to a further set of techniques. This is what you have to do today, right, for homework. I've already discussed while I explained the poem, right? What you have to do now is find examples for personification from the poem. There are 2. Okay, so give me the example. You have to write it in front. You have to write it in your book and write it in front as well. Then an example of symbolism, the main thing, right? The title itself symbolizes something. We discussed all of that. Then hyperbole, right? What are the examples for hyperbole you see in this short poem? Then examples for metaphors. There are several metaphors. And there is a simile, one simile. So give the example for the one simile also. So write all of those and be ready for the discussion when we meet next. Okay, right. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. And we will be moving on to the rest of the discussion later next week. Okay, all the best. Enjoy.